You're about to spend 50 grand on a hatchback, but is this the ultimate performance bargain or just a very expensive Volkswagen? Welcome to Winds of Thought. Today, we're doing a full technical breakdown of the 2025 Volkswagen Golf R. We're going under the hood, over the chassis, and inside the cabin to find out what you're really buying. And by the end, you'll know if this hot hatch is brilliant engineering or just brilliantly overpriced. Let's start with the heart of the machine. At first glance, the 2.0-litre E888 four-cylinder seems familiar, but this is its fourth, most aggressive evolution. It's a legend, but legends need updates. On top, you'll find an aluminum cover that houses the camshafts, a dual overhead cam design with hydraulic lifters and a timing chain system. Yes, it uses a cast iron block, which adds weight, but that weight brings immense strength for the pressures inside. This is where it divorces from the GTI. Forget 2000 psi. The direct injection system here rams fuel in at over 5000 psi. That's a huge part of how it makes 328 horsepower. But to handle that, they had to re-engineer everything, including an exhaust system. We'll look at that is frankly massive. Turbocharged, of course, with an electronic wastegate and intercooler. The cooling setup has clever and questionable parts. A distribution valve manages flow, but the water pump, it's tucked under the intake manifold, made of plastic, and driven by a tiny belt. It's a known weak spot. It feels like an engineer's compromise in a car that otherwise spares few expenses. Now, the transmission choice is single-minded and will split opinions. You only get the 7-speed DSG dual clutch. On a back road or track, it's phenomenal, lightning-fast shifts that help this car launch. But in daily traffic, it feels like a manual car you're not allowed to control. It can be jerky, and crawling forward means slipping the clutch packs constantly. For a driving enthusiast, that's a bit soul-crushing. The manual is gone. In a car like this, that's a statement. But the statement continues underneath. Let's get it in the air. There's not full paneling, which I appreciate. You can actually see the engineering. The steel oil pan has a conveniently placed level sensor. Up front, the subframe is aluminum to save weight, and you've got a steel lower control arm. The brakes are 2-piston calipers, not 4, which is interesting for a car this potent. The real magic is in the all-wheel drive system, or 4Motion as VW calls it. A compact transfer case sends power back, but the star is this rear torque vectoring unit. Look at this. It's not a simple differential. It has 2 clutches and electric motors, allowing it to send precise amounts of power not just rearward, but to each individual rear wheel. This isn't your SUV's AWD. This is for carving corners. The rear suspension is deliberately simple. Steel trailing arms, separate springs and shocks, with those shocks being electronically adjustable. It's effective because of the tuning, not complexity. And that exhaust. It's a proper, dual-outlet performance system with real cutouts. They didn't just bolt on tips for show. From the outside, the design philosophy is clear, restrained aggression. It's a Golf, but lower, wider, with subtle R badges and a rear end that simply says, Volkswagen R. It's confident. It doesn't need to scream. The design will age gracefully, which is more than you can say for some rivals that look like they fell out of a comic book. Inside, the conflict continues. It feels premium, soft touch materials, a clean digital dash, and the latest infotainment which is much improved. But they kept the old, haptic touch steering wheel. Why? Probably because of this R button. Press it, and it cycles through drive modes, including a race mode with special Nürburgring and drift settings. Drift mode in an all-wheel drive hatchback. I have my doubts, but the button is cool. The seats are fantastic, supportive yet comfortable, clad in great-looking upholstery. But the adjustment is baffling. The seatback is power-controlled, while everything else is manual. It's a weird, cost-cutting half measure in a $50,000 car. And then there's the back seat. It's tight. Very tight for adults. Yet, The outboard seats are heated. It's a perfect symbol of this car's identity crisis. Track-focused, but with luxury features that add weight and complexity. So, what's the verdict? Let's talk value. This is a deeply impressive machine. The engine is a masterpiece of forced induction. The all-wheel drive with torque vectoring is engineering art. It is staggeringly fast and composed. For a pure driving instrument, it's nearly peerless in its class. But the price? The price. I'll test example stickers over $52,000. That's deep into serious performance sedan territory. Its natural rival, the GR Corolla, feels cheaper inside but is more visceral and offers a manual. And then there's its in-house sibling, the GTI. Is the R $15,000 better than a GTI? On a track, absolutely. On the street, that's the real question. Here's my final take. If you want the absolute pinnacle of all-wheel drive hot hatch performance and will use it on track days, the Golf R justifies its premium. It is a technical tour de force. But if you want a thrilling daily driver for back roads, the cheaper GTI delivers 80% of the thrill for far less money. The Golf R is brilliant, but its greatest competition isn't from Japan, it's from within the Volkswagen showroom. If this deep dive helped you, do the channel a solid, hit the like button and subscribe to Winds of Thought for more unfiltered reviews. Let us know in the comments what you think.